Yeah, so I'll say this once and I'll say it again. I don't think anybody is ever going to be prepared to witness one of the greatest romance animes of all time coming to its end. And that would be none other than the Rascal Does Not Dream series, aka Bunny Girl Senpai, aka Abuta. Yeah, no, this series is absolutely phenomenal and it's going to be freaking heartbreaking once it's completely over. But big old but. I don't think that this is officially going to be the end. Yes, it's going to adapt the last final two arcs within this series, but I have a little bit of cope in me that there's going to be some additional content, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, no, this series is absolutely phenomenal, and I hate the fact that people only turn their backs on this series because of the poster girl right here. What do you mean you're not gonna want to watch an anime because Mai is wearing a bunny suit? Hello? Are you gay? But yeah, no, this series is absolutely phenomenal, and there is so much looking back on it now that could have been done within the anime that could have been adapted from the light novels. I know I worded that weird, sorry for that, but I'm not talking about like how the pacing was. I'm not talking about how they should have fit a little bit more content from the light novels into the anime, because I think that the way they did it was perfectly fine. I mean, 3 to 4 episodes covering one volume, yes, that sounds short, but really watching season one, that was executed perfectly, and then having those 3 movies did it absolute justice. And then season two, although not very liked, I personally enjoyed it a whole lot because I know what to expect with the movie now. You know, it gets overlooked and absolutely hated on for absolutely no reason, which is unfortunate because, you know, season two was pretty damn good. The thing that I had a problem with was after reading a few of the volumes that are right behind me, and I have all of them. I'm just not going to read the last two because I want to watch the movie first. The one thing that they should have done, and I really, really wish now that they would have done this from the very, very beginning, was that they could have dropped a lot of Easter eggs. And you might be thinking to yourself, what kind of Easter eggs could be made within this series? Well, actually, you'll be surprised because if you're familiar with this title right here, The Pet Girl of Sakuraso, yeah, no, the same creator of that series is also the same creator of Bunny Girl Senpai. And honestly, this is only one example, but there are many more from volumes 1 to up to like volume 6. I'm pretty sure that there are some names and cross references of characters from Pet Girl of Sakuraso coming out of Sakuta's mouth, or him looking at books that were created by the characters from Pet Girl of Sakuraso. It is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, like, what do you mean? There's even mention to the main heroine within this. I mean, she created a manga, and I'm pretty sure Kaide or Shoko is the one reading her manga, or a manga that has her name on it, and Sakuta just points it out or just looks at it simply and just, you know, says it to himself in an internal monologue. It's absolutely amazing, and I wish that they did this in the anime, at least some sort of mention or at least some sort of name drop, or maybe even like a background character, because also Sakuta also points out that some of the characters within the Pet Girl of Sakuraso were pretty visible in the dates that Sakuta has been on, and they just like appear in the background. Again, absolutely amazing. I really wish that they would have implemented that within the series. I think it would have stood out at least, especially our main heroine from Pet Girl, because I mean she has blonde hair. But the reason why I think this didn't happen is because the animation studios. Yeah, Bunny Girl Senpai was animated by Cloverworks, and Pet Girl of Sakuraso was animated by JC Staff. So I think that's one of the main problems why that happened, but I could be wrong. I really don't know. That is just my leading suspicion. But going back to why I think that this series or Bunny Girl Senpai is not going to end right here and there, that actually has to do with the additional volumes that come within the Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai series, because there has one that's been sandwiched and I feel like completely forgotten about within the original releases of this light novel series, and that is the volume Rascal Does Not Dream of Beach Queen Plus. And as this little synopsis reads, a long-awaited collection of the short series from Abuta featuring a compilation of valuable bonus stories along with brand new content, which is something that I want to cope and hope that is going to be animated, at least as in a form of an OVA. But continuing on the day the athletic festival is held at Minigahara High School, I know I butchered that name, as usual, Sakuta is woken up by Kaide and heads off to school, although he plans to cheer alongside Rio and Yuma as part of the blue team. An unexpected request puts a damper on his mood. We're short a member for the ball toss event, so I need you to participate, Sakata. The task he is given is to fill in for Minagi Otsu, a classmate who has suddenly disappeared and who is also a junior beach volleyball player. And I'm going to cut it short right there because there's a lot more after that. But the fact that it says that there's additional new content just piqued my interest a lot. I actually have this series coming to me right now. I think I'm going to be getting it in within like maybe I hope a month, maybe a little bit earlier because I've been waiting a little too long for this to be placed on my shelf. I really want to know what is in within the context of Beach Queen Plus. And another thing is that this isn't even the only one either, because recently it has been announced that there is going to be a yet another mini light novel series, that being Rascal Does Not Dream of Dr. Pig Plus. Yeah, no, that sounds pretty interesting. I really don't know why they named it Dr. Pig. I really want to know what the play on words with that one was. Now, if you're curious to know what the heck is actually going to happen within this one, well, let's just take a little read. What did Sakata see in the world of alternate possibilities? The second short story collection of The Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. I am Sakata Azazawa, a first-year medical student, which we already know he is not a medical student, so we officially know that this is an alternate timeline. Sakata, who had been far removed from the world of adolescent syndrome, finds his daily life shaken by the presence of Toko Kirishima and begins searching for a clue to the solution. This is the second short story of the collection of Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, featuring a newly written Dr. Pig, which depicts an alternate world, and the bonus novels Animal Land and Spring Days. So I feel like that's where Dr. Pig came from, because there's additional, like, I guess Rascal Does Not Dream of, I guess, Animal Land and or Spring Days. There's additional content within the series, and I like this one a little bit more because it has to do with alternate timelines. I don't know, I just like the what ifs or whatever, but I still want to know and I want to read, and I'm eagerly excited to read what's going to happen in Beach Queen Plus. But yeah, no, it's really interesting, and I really hope that at some point after the movie does release, which is going to be releasing on October 16th, just really hope that this series does get adapted fully, including the additional mini light novel versions of them. Now, also to sprinkle in just a little bit more cope, excluding these two little mini light novels, the author of this series as well, and I'm pretty sure the illustrator, have come together once again to draw little comics of Bunny Girl Senpai, and they're just kind of like little side stories. And I'm not going to lie, I am a huge fan of, I guess, this like chibi mix version of the characters. I mean, look at Mai, she looks absolutely adorable, but there are just so many more things that again, these are side mini stories. Don't know what the heck is actually being said within these panels because it's in Japanese. Unfortunately, I can't find any English translated versions of them, but if I do, I will let y'all know. And again, I really want this to be animated at some point. I don't care if it's in the form of like the chibi versions like we see in Isekai Quartet. I don't care if it's like mini side stories of I don't know, like a form of OVAs. And I also don't care if, you know, if you want to go the Gintama route, you know, Gintama, Dr. Gintama, Senpai Gintama, Sensei Gintama, I forgot what it was called, but it's something along those lines. Again, I don't want this series to end. It is a extremely amazing series, and I wish that the fan base is just a lot bigger, especially here in the US. I think it's pretty big over in Japan, but I really want it to have more attention here in the States, because I mean, this series is just that great. It's very complex and not as, I guess, gooner as people make it out to be. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below what y'all think. Do you think that this series has the potential to get an OVA or maybe even like a chibi little mini series? Again, I don't know, but let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. But yeah, that's all I really gotta say. If you made it this far into the video, why not drop a like and subscribe, as that does help around the channel a lot. Anyways, y'all have a wonderful freaking day, and I'll see y'all next time. Adios, guys.